This unusual story took place in Canada. In one village in the territory of Annada lived an old forester with his adult daughter and son-in-law and a young son. One day the forester went to the forest to delight his grandson with fresh berries. The man knew the local places well, and in order to pick a really large berry it was necessary to go into a deep thicket. When he reached the place, the elderly man squatted down, put a basket next to him and started picking blueberries with a homemade ladle. He was so engrossed that he did not notice that he was near a deep hole. Suddenly there was a fierce growl. It was a bear. It seemed to have sensed that a man had entered his domain and decided to teach the intruder a lesson. But the experienced forester did not go into the forest without a gun. The man shot the air. The bear ran away, but for some reason he was in no hurry to leave the dangerous place. The forester immediately realized why. There was a bear cub lying on the ground. The cub had fallen into a trap and could not get out. The brown predator was just guarding it, not knowing how to help her baby. The man took out a penknife from his bag, picked up the necessary attachment, and in a few minutes opened the trap. Not to push his luck, he hurried away before the bear came to her senses. All the way back he felt that he was being pursued, so he had to almost run. When he got out of the forest, he looked back. The bear was standing behind the trees. She was looking at the man with a strange look, as if it wasn't a wild animal, but just a grateful mother, who didn't know how to pay the forester for saving her child. But the forester then did not realize it. He thought that the predator just did not have time to catch up with him. About a year later, the forester sat at home and waited for his daughter, son-in-law. They had to return from the city, where they went for a crib. The family was expecting a replenishment, but the young delayed from what? The old man began to worry. Suddenly a neighbor ran into the hut and began to shout that there was trouble. A bear with a bloody mouth and carrying something in its teeth was leaving the village. The forester ran out following the neighbor, and men gathered in the street. They shot in the air to scare the beast away. But the bear still did not go far. Seeing the forester, the beast lowered its head, put some red roll on the ground, and moved away behind the trees. It was the same bear from which he was running away exactly a year ago. The man came closer. On the grass, wrapped in his daughter's dress, lay a newborn baby. The old man could not believe his eyes. He realized that he had to follow the bear. The beast really showed the man the way. The bear led the old man to an abandoned bridge, which no one had used for a long time. However, it was obvious that someone had recently tried to pass through. But the rotten boards could not stand. The forester rushed to help. His daughter and son-in-law were lying on the rocks below. The young woman was still breathing, while her husband was no longer giving signs of life. The forester's daughter was saved thanks to the help of a neighbor and experienced doctors. When she was able to speak, she told that it was she who persuaded her husband to walk one stop on foot to the places of her childhood. They risked crossing an abandoned bridge, which led to its collapse. The woman went into labor from the stress of the crossing. She remembers being approached by a bear, and then her consciousness temporarily left her. When the old man heard this story, he realized that his forest friend had decided to return the favor. And she did it at the right time. If not for the help of the predator, the old man could have lost 2 people very close to him that day. The forester also realized why the bear had tried to catch up with him a year ago, but had not attacked. The visible predator only wanted to explain to the man how grateful she was to him for saving the cub. But it was not possible to do it simply then. If you liked this amazing story, put a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.